Welcome. Handsome pastor wants divorce after DV allegations. Welcome. My name is Ola. I'm coming to you live from my Empire Pro Studios. We have a fantastic show lined up for you guys today. I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome. Do me a favor as you're coming in. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified whenever we go live. I appreciate you for being here. I appreciate you for always hanging with us from time to time. Shout out to my sponsors, Mo Fresh, Life with Natu, Ade Sua, Film Gulp, Open Floor by Tima, Gores Corner, D Love, Yes TV, Chidima. Thank you so much. We're looking for sponsors of this show. You can sponsor this show as low as 99 cents. Okay, so your donations goes a long way. And please, you can download the book. The books are absolutely free. You can download them from manofprestige.com. Chidima, welcome. I see you. Help me hit the like button so that we can ping everybody else to the room. My name is Ola. Like I said, we come here to talk about life and relationship lessons, which we extract from trendy topics. And we also assess these topics from itself. Yes, first of all, self, power, social, seduction, attraction, emotional intelligence. All right. So that's how we do it. But yes, I'm excited for today. I think we have a fantastic show today. And do me a favor, hit the like button. Let's ping everybody else into the room. Share. We're going to get started right away. Wait, let's get rid of that. Okay, yes, we're gonna get started right away. I'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Lola.
And this is Ola from Man of Prestige.
Did you know that nearly 50% of marriages end in divorce?
Studies also show that children raised in two-parent households tend to thrive.
If you're struggling in a broken relationship or marriage, you're not alone in facing these challenges.
But having a solid support system is crucial. We offer evidence-based relationship and marriage resources and coaching to help you navigate the difficult times.
Don't just wing it. Learn the principles that work.
Download our 2 free books and book your complimentary coaching session now at manofprestige.com. All right, welcome back. So I know you're tired of this news, but there's a lesson I want us to extract out of it. This news about this girl, Saida, gone too soon. But wait, she's back very soon. Sooner or later, she was back. It's like Tunde Ednot. Remember, Tunde Ednot used to get Tunde Ednot is a blogger. He gets his page banned quite a few times, and they always find their way back as well. So, I think they can always get back. But it's kind of before the end of the day yesterday, maybe, or earlier on today, her page is 1.3 million followers on TikTok was completely shut down. That's a lot of work. Lot of work gone down the drains. Crazy. Right, but there's a lesson that I want us to extract real quick before I get into the main story for today. Today we're going to be talking about the handsome pastor who wants divorce. We're going to talk about that, and we have some 14 lessons to extract from that as well. All right, but do me a favor, hit the like button as you're coming in. So as you can see here, there was this guy that was dragging her yesterday, but then she also dragged this other lady. There's a bunch of other stuff here. All right, let me see here. So, but then today, let me see here. 1 second. Do I have it here? I don't think so. I'm gonna have to open it in another page. All right. Today, then suddenly her pages were removed completely. But the first post that I saw was this post right here, and you can see these ladies.
Girl is saying about billing men and all of that. Why are you bothered? This girl, it is obvious she does not have any man giving her a dime. See, we know girls like this. Why are you people bothered? Girls that have men giving her will not come online and be saying.
So again, this was the girl who said she collects 500,000 naira from men, and for $20,000 or less, they can penetrate any part of her body. That's what she said. Okay, she said for 20 million naira. Yes, Instablog Nigeria has also, even recently, remember I was supposed to be featured on Instablog Nigeria. As soon as I came back, I just said, don't bother, but yeah, that was supposed to be a feature on there, but they've gotten banned a few times, but they always get it back. But Instablog Nigeria is a little bit different. Okay, I don't think Today or Not was ever able to get his pages back. I think he started new pages, and it's happened a few times, and then all the because he has good relationship with the other celebrities, and then what ends up happening is they help him build another page very quickly. But this chick does not have that kind of relationship with celebrities. In fact, I think one of the most recent videos she did, she called celebrities out of their names. But anyway, there's a lesson I want to get out. So this auntie is selling, saying, why are you paying? Remember I've said that there's no need to pay that much attention. There's no need to pay that kind of attention to her. She screws. It doesn't mean that she won't collect. Either way, it doesn't matter. But Nigerians, they will give attention and then they will complain about the attention they're giving people. No be juju be that. Anyway, so this auntie is saying, don't give her attention. I'm going to play that a little bit.
All sorts of, balderdash. Relax. Girls who do not get much attention from men have the widest mouth.
Empty
they
barrel
have a
makes
bitter heart.
The loudest noise.
They want to say things that will pain the next person. If you're not careful, you'll be pained. Like what they tell you sleepless night. So ignore this girl. She's doing all of that for clout. Our concern should be that she is spoiling, is corrupting our young children. That should be our concern. But this girl does not have. Which man will even give her? Even girls that are that look like gold when you see them. Even if they get people giving them such amount of money, they will not come online and be saying all sorts of rubbish. This girl does not have any man giving her 100,000. She does not have any man giving her even 50,000. Relax, guys. We should focus on our attention on the right thing. Nigerians need to mellow down. I don't know why they are bothered about what this girl is saying.
Again, she's also saying you should be bothered about your consign, whatever consign means. Should be that she's training the young girls. I also think that concern is essentially what Nigerians are saying. So she's doing the same thing that she's saying they should stop doing. No my show, no be juju with that one. But anyway, let's keep going. So anyway, then we found out later on that her page had been, well, first of all, they said TikTok had banned her page, right? You can see this post right here. It says influencer, shout out to Instablog Nigeria. Say influencer Saida chased away from social media. So at first it was the TikTok account. It was first TikTok account. All right. Wait till look. It was first. It was okay. I'll play this one too. It was first. Let me see. I'm just trying to show you the series of events. Okay. Of exactly how it happened. Okay, so what this auntie said, you don't need to put a price on your body. We already talked about that yesterday. All right, once you put a price on it, it's not about so anybody can pay 20. It's not about that. If you put a price on it, yes, there's more than enough people that can pay for it and useless you. We don't know how to accept the fact that people are different. This person is talking to us. Let me guess. It's about to tell us not to give you energy, but it will give it energy. It's making the same point. We're all doing it. It's okay. It's still lunatic. Well, it's fine. Okay, it's fine either way. Anybody can accuse anybody of giving her the attention that she's getting. Okay, and she deserves. Once you put yourself in the marketplace like a lunatic, you deserve all the attention that comes with that. Okay, but then there was this video. All right, so she doesn't care. That's fine, but she's gonna tell us very loudly that she doesn't care. That's fine. It doesn't matter. The point I'm trying to extract here today, we'll get there in a second. But anyway, this was a post here. It says hours after her TikTok account got banned, influencer Saida loses her IG page with over 300,000 followers. Account is gone. Okay, why? She speak what? Let me show you. What does she speak? We're seeing, you guys notice we're seeing the same thing over and over and over and over again. What does she speak? She speak the truth. Okay, everybody else are liars. She got banned because she's trying to speak the truth, and people don't like the truth. Okay, if you tend to say things like that, you and Saida Budge, you're in the same. Okay, so this was TikTok. The account is gone. It actually says account banned. Okay, so this was hours after, so IG was gone. And then, okay, another one here says influencer Saida chased away from social media as her Facebook page with over 300,000 followers gets disabled minutes after losing her IG and TikTok account. Now this looks like some kind of mob action. Okay, her Facebook with almost 400,000 is gone too. Okay, so you see what I'm saying? So this is not, I don't think this is organic. Okay, I think people like the other gentleman said, people were following her and liking, and we have a comment negative to say about what she's saying, but they were following, they were getting entertained by it. But I think there was a particular mob activity that went after her pages. That's what this looks like. So there's a chance she might get them back. All right, but that's not the lesson today. That's not the lesson in all of this. Watch this. There's this. Okay, this is the auntie that said they should all calm down, and then there's this, and then she went and created another page. I mean, if Tunde not can do it, why can't she, right? Listen to this. We're warming up. Let's be clear. Men did not shut down her page. Okay, it's probably women like herself that shut down her page. Okay, I don't. My volume is low. How about now? Is it better? I turned it down from the Auntie B show because she said I was low. Let me know if it's better now. Let me check. If you need more, let me know. It should be good now. All right. So I think, you know, I don't know. It could be anybody, but it's not, because the reason why I'm saying that is because she said if you have 20 million, the clips are low. Oh, I don't know why. The clips are low. I don't know why. Well, this is essentially what she's saying, just in case. Let me see. You're right. The clips are low. I don't know why. That's an Instagram problem. Thank you for letting me know. I'm just going to tell you. She said, you people are happy that my accounts were suspended. Report my account and I'll open a new one. If you put, let me see if there's a way I can turn this on in my settings. Audio, hello, stereo audio, there you go. Mic volume, background music, recording, layout. Yeah, there's no way. I don't know why. Anyway, let me test something real quick, just to make sure that it might be Instagram issues here. Let me test something. If you're just coming in, do me a favor, hit the like button. Thank you. Hit the like button. I appreciate you. Let me know if this is loud. So that looked like that was low too, right? Yeah. Yeah, so I'm gonna avoid that. I'll make sure it's fixed before we continue for next time. I don't really need it that much today, so that's all right. Yeah, that looks like that was low too. So this is what she's saying. Anyway, we're gonna, yeah, low too. Okay, so it wasn't Instagram. It's probably the browser. I don't know what's going on with the browser. But anyway, she said, you people are happy that my accounts were suspended. Report my account and I'll open a new one. If you put the same energy you used in reporting my account to work, 20 million naira should be chicken feed, meaning it shouldn't be a lot of money. So she's talking to men, which is, she said men should not act like broke men. So I don't think it's just men that shut down our page. As you can see, I played one lady and she was dragging another lady yesterday, right? So I think I'm seeing much more women not even appreciating what she's posting. So I don't think it's men. She said it will be a blessing to have a daughter like me in your family, because she said she blew. Let me see. Wake up to reality, sweeties. I'll be in your faces forever, she says. All right. Ipenam. Okay, it's okay to say you lost 1.3 million followers and you work on it to get it back, because you actually have real fans that will be happy to hear you back. There's no need to fake the unto. But anyway, here's the lesson that I want us to get out of this today. Okay, if you are loud, remember the part of the conversation yesterday was if bad girls just get away with getting all the good things in life. It is not true. There's always more to it. Then also, we talk about social intelligence. Can she come back? Yes, she can come back. Okay, but the internet is not your mate. Social media is not your mate. Okay, I just heard her laughter. Ola, you need not say more. Right. So internet is not your mate. You can get shut down. Then also you need to realize that the powers that you have, if it's just your words, if there's no substance in what you're saying, even if the substance is completely morally wrong based on certain group of people, if there's no substance at all, as in nobody's getting value per se from what you're saying, you're just annoying, yes, you will get shut down. Okay, you will get shut down. Okay, men have been experiencing this already. Ask the Kanye West, ask the Andrew Tate, ask a few people that have gotten shut down in this social media street. They get shut down and they're gone forever. Okay, they're gone forever. So I think she got a taste of what it looks like when pride and ego takes you on. You can get shut down. She would need to find a way to regulate that. And I think it's more so because what she did with this video that she did yesterday. Let me see if I can find it real quick. The video of her dragging, this video right here. She was calling this young lady ugly over and over and over again. Yes, that can get you shut down. If you're considered bullying and if that person has their own fan base, you will get shut down. Okay, so that's the lesson. Now, she was gone way too soon. She just started. 1.3 on TikTok is a lot. She's been around for a minute, but now she's getting shut down. It's going to take a lot for her to build that back up. Hopefully she get the account back, because as a content creator, the last thing I want to see is for anybody to get shut down or their voice to get shut down. But maybe when she come back, she will find a way to regulate. You can still be entertaining without running your mouth into a hole, right? You can still be entertaining without dragging other people and bullying them with their looks, right? You can still be entertaining without encouraging that because you look like you're 12. Honestly, that girl looks like she could easily pass for a 12 or 13-year-old to me. So it's almost seems like she's encouraging young girls in behavior of billing men. That's borderline Olosho vibe type of encouragement. There's enough people that got angry with her, obviously, and like I said, it looks like it was some kind of mob activity. So hopefully she gets her account back. But now on the flip side of things, she's a celebrity now. Don't get it twisted. She's not. Her face is not going anywhere. Okay, all she needs to know how to play her games right, and she can put it somewhere where she can make some money in a more sustainable way. Now, the other side of things that I really wanted to talk about is that anything that's worthwhile in life, including relationships, takes time. It takes a process. And if it doesn't take time, if what you are accomplishing is kind of overnight, if you are flying too fast, if you are running through the wrong way too fast, if a plane runs through the wrong way too fast, and it's trying to take off way too fast, it will crash and it will burn. Okay, this is just principle of life. So doesn't mean if you see any kind of overnight success out there, you probably didn't see all the work they put in. Okay, there's usually some kind of backstory to their journey, right? So she has a backstory too, but it looks like the past few days she was moving way too fast, and this is what it looks like. And that's the lesson that I really wanted to share with us. Even President 45 was banned on social media. Yes, yeah. So you're not really in control like that. So everybody must. That's why they said absolute power corrupts absolutely, right? You can't. Yes, you want you to have your voice, but if it sounds too inflammatory, yes, you will get shut down. Let me know what your thoughts are. Yes, we are giving her attention. She's able to manage to get her attention. She will get her attention, but you can also use it to learn some lessons here and there. We're just warming up. Do me a favor, hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified when we go live. I'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Today we're going to kind of like make it very quick. We're going to be on time. Okay. Nobody knows the secret for a happy marriage. Reno Omokri says. Okay. So I have not read this yet. I want to see what people are saying. I know this is a very common rhetoric. It's very similar to it takes two to tango. Keep in mind, I'm never saying that these things are wrong. What I'm saying is that there's a context there that is slowly becoming a blind spot for people. And I want to point them out. Okay? So let's talk about this. Let's see what he's saying. Okay? So Reno Omokri posted, Charles III is a king. Charles III is a king. And he divorced. His siblings, Prince Andrew and Princess Anne, is it Anne or Anne, right? Not Annie, right? Anne, okay. Princess Anne have also both been divorced, okay? Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates are billionaires and they are divorced, okay? Chris Oyakilome is a pastor, yet is divorced, okay? Getting somewhere, I guess. Let me see. Donald Trump is a president. Nevertheless, he divorced multiple times. Okay. The moral of the story is that some men know the secret to success, but nobody knows the secret to a happy marriage. Okay. It is obviously not royalty, money, power, or religion. So don't compare your marriage with anybody's union, and do not look up to anyone's marriage because you do not know the inside story. Just manage yourself and your marriage the best you can. Whatever works for you, as long as it is not a crime or sin, just jejely do it. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to go in that particular comment. Let me see. Did you guys see anything yet? No, not yet. Welcome, Chinye. Welcome. Hit the like button, share, subscribe for me. I don't know what's going on with the algorithm. It could be the topic. Don't worry. Next one, I'll go and talk about Korah next one, okay? So that you can ping everybody into the room. Don't worry. Every day for the next 3 months, I'll talk about Korah and Yule Doche at the same time. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going. We have work to do. No worries. All right. The chat says, and you, Reno, are you divorced or not? All right, we don't know. And then this person said the secret to a happy marriage can be found in the Bible. Lobatown. Let's see. It might make sense. Let's see. You never know. Ephesians explained in chapter 5. Husband, love your wife as Christ loves the church and he gave himself up for her. To love means to protect, to be kind, to be considerate, consistent, devoted, empathetic, defend. Do all that you can in the interest of your wife, to submit to her, to consider her as yourself. Then the wife submits to her husband as unto the Lord, to honor, to revere, to admire, to prefer, to regard, to esteem, to adore. And the Bible says you should prefer one another. If both of you do everything in the interest of the other, I think people will have a good marriage. You can't be selfish, nor self-centered, nor self-righteous. As a single person, learn kindness to even strangers. Have empathy and compassion. You don't need to be in someone's shoes to understand what they are going through. Learn discipline and self-control, because I promise if you had not learned it during your single days, marriage won't make a difference. Learn it. Be intentional and honor your own body by not sharing your body with everyone you like. Have standards. Love yourself, because unless you do, you can't love your partner. Give grace and learn forgiveness. No third parties, but look for No third parties, but look for honorable persons you can seek out to give sound advice. Pray too. Y'all should depend on God, because as the husband is the head of the home, God is the head of both of you. Ask for wisdom. Bible says, if any of you lack wisdom, ask of God, who gives unto all liberally. Okay? Here's why I'm not going to say this person is wrong. In what this person just typed here, there's about 2,000 things. If you do maybe 10% of it, maybe you can have a decent relationship. Right? So I'm just going to give that a pass. Somebody said, who listens to this man, always wanting to be everywhere? He's a social commentator. He has the right to be everywhere. And he's doing a good job at it, obviously. Take the message, leave the messenger. So people don't like Reno like that. What's going on here? This commenter is using amplified version, the one with all the synonyms from Greek and Hebrew. What a word salad. I wish I had a word salad for like a sound bite or something like that. You're absolutely correct. It was word salad, but let's let it slide. You know, let's just say.
Well, you're right.
Let's just say they are right. Okay. All right. No marriage is perfect. Those celebrating 30, 40, 50 years of togetherness are celebrating forgiveness, tolerance, ignoring, overlooking some behaviors. Money does not determine a better marriage. I like that, actually. This person said true. They agree with Reno. Someone said absolutely no secret. No secrets. Okay. Yet this person listed out about 2,000 secrets here. Okay. We'll now continue. Okay. Continue. No secrets. I'm still looking. I'm looking.
Continue.
Excuse me. All right. Somebody said that secret is actually communication and sacrifice. Lots of it. What is it? Lots of communication? That looks like a disaster, if you ask me. Because, yeah, that sounds like a disaster. But let me take it at a general scale. Say you're right. Okay. Because I think most people know communication, but yet they struggle with it. Let's continue. The person said, God will give you the marriage of your dreams, and it will not be by your power, but by the grace. Okay. Most people that are getting married this year, they will pray for them. They will lay hands on them. About 75% of them will end up in toxic marriage. About 50% of them will actually follow through and end up in divorce, if not more. Maybe about 56% actually. It doesn't mean prayer doesn't work. It just means prayer does not work without work. Check that out. Prayer does not work without work. All right. Let's see. This is the fact. There is no manual to a happy marriage. This is the word they usually use, manual. That's what they usually use. Okay. Let me see. No manual. Okay. And usually a single person is saying that, by the way. Usually. Some married people say that as well. Manual to a happy marriage. Just love, respect, wait. They always tell us there's no manual, but then they go ahead to give us their own manual. Check that out, right? So keep this in mind. This right here that Reno just posted here is essentially what they call manual. Okay, that manual does not have two heads. It's just a script that somebody has put together, and they might call it another name and not manual. They might call it another name and not formula, but it's essentially a formula. You get it? Wait. If you don't get it now, I don't know how else to explain it to you. I just want you to think a little bit deeper. That's all. Okay?
You get it? Okay. If you don't get it, forget about it. All right.
Yep. So there's no manual to a happy marriage. Just love, respect, be loyal and committed. 1, 2, 3, 4 to your partner. Then leave the rest to God. No, let's just leave it to God. What do you need? What's the rest? Is it the rest of the 2,000 other one that the other person put up there? Somebody said real talk. What I'm telling you is that most people agree that there is no manual. Most people also end up in terrible marriages. Go figure. Okay? Go figure. So true. Okay. So those are the comments. There's something I'm looking for. Let me see if I can still find it. I posted a video earlier on in the backstage. If you want to join the backstage, just go to, let me make sure that everybody is in the backstage today. Where is our backstage? If you want to go join the backstage, you simply go to whatsapp.manofprestige.com. There you go, it's on the screen. Okay, but I posted something there earlier. We're talking all day long in there, so it looks like it's been pushed all the way into the back. Let me see if I can find it. To Lord help me. Oh, I found it. Yay. Oh yeah, but it won't be loud because of this thing. I don't know what's going on with these people. Okay, I'm gonna repeat what this Baba is saying. Okay. All right. This is an older gentleman, and let me refresh. Let's go. He said the important thing you can do as a person is to make changes. It's not great marriages are created by couples who embrace change. Is to make changes in your life. Let's keep going. In your life, I found that too many men, particularly, were likely to tell their wives, "Well, you knew what I was like when you married me." Men say that. He said that's stupid. You need to learn to change with changing times. You need to change and learn to change with special needs. No manual. Let's keep that let's keep that same energy, but no manual. It's not giving manual. It's just giving, something we can take home at least. Abi, with your habit, when two people marry, they come from two separate backgrounds. There might be neighbors, but there might be neighbors that marry each other, but there's still two separate words, still separate worlds. And both husband and wife need to make whatever alterations they need to make it work. No, I'm just me. No, it's just me. We're just not compatible. Right? The most important thing you can do. All right. The one thing we can agree to there is change. Change is a constant in every ramification of life, in every respect of life. Change is a constant. Okay? So we're not doing formula, we're just saying. That's all. We're not doing formula. Sorry, manual. You're right. No, I'm not disagreeing with you today. I refuse to disagree with you today.
Oh, you're right.
You're right. There's no manual. Okay? Well, me, Reno, Omokri, and everybody else that have told us that there's no manual today, we will give you some tips. If you want, you can change it to a manual, but if you want, you can change it, but there's no manual. Yeah. Welcome Beyond Braids. Let me see. Welcome. No manual, but if those 4 principles were followed, marriage will work. Might work regardless of the personalities in the marriage. All right. So if there's no manual, maybe it's time we should create manual, don't you think? No, there's no manual. Let's create manual, but let's not call it manual. Let's call it something else entirely. Let's call let's call it something else. You know what I'm saying? So that, because the reality is that majority of people literally repeat that to themselves. There's no manual. So now you know that when you call it manual, they will push against it, and that's not good for all of us, because we need people to start doing marriage well, so that we can at least have some success stories, maybe some manual that we don't call manual that they can follow, so that they can repeat and replicate some level of success. All right. But I think what that Baba just said is really, really a big deal. I think that's a big deal. The change, I think that's something that a lot of people struggle with. This is how you know they struggle with it. They will say, I didn't get to know that person. Remember Harry's song? Right? Remember Harry's song? From yesterday's show. He said, I didn't know her. You didn't know her. That's another way to say she evolved. She reviewed herself. But I'm not willing to adjust. I'm not willing to evolve. I'm not willing to be adaptive. Right? I can only adapt if it's my music, my career, or if it's my job. If they bring me a change and they say they're changing the software, I can adapt because there's paycheck on Friday. But with this woman in my house, forget that thing. If you're not exactly what you said you were going to be, like aka a virgin, sorry, this is not Israel, sorry. If you're not what you said you were going to be, then no. Coconut head. Why do we keep talking about coconut head? Because people, they hate change and they struggle with change. I'll tell you one of the reasons why people struggle with change. Lack of skills. Because when you're trained on your job, right, you just know that, hey, inevitably, maybe 3 years into a new software or the software you found when you got there, they might just completely revamp everything. In fact, there's something called, literally, there's a whole profession called change management, right? And there's a lot of emotional aspect of it. You have to manage people's emotions, because the employees, they will complain, they will be angry. Some of them will say, especially if there's union and things like that, they will say they don't want to be a part of any kind of change. But eventually, you know who wins? Change. Change wins. Chidima says, no manual. Let's call it principles, steps, keys, tips. signs, 5 signs of DV in a marriage. No manual. No. Let's not talk about manual. Let's call it 5 signs of the worst case scenario in a marriage. And then they'll be all like, they want to eat it up like Indomie. Yeah. I'm not being sarcastic. I want you to receive what I'm saying. Let's not call it manual, because I think that's a curse word when it comes to marriage at this point. Yeah, let's refrain from calling it manual. Let's call it something else. Yeah, but here's why I want you to pay attention. We're going to get into today's story now. Reno says no secret to a marriage, but literally what he did is give us a thesis. Okay, he gave us a secret. What is the secret? Okay, shh, don't tell anybody. It is obviously not royalty. That's a secret. That sentence is a secret. It is not money. It is not power. It is not religion. That's a secret. Don't tell anybody. Okay, so don't compare your marriage with anybody's union. Another secret. Okay, and do not look up to anyone's marriage because you do not know the inside story. Another secret. How many secrets so far? It's about 5 or 6. Just manage yourself. Another secret, about 7. And your marriage, the best you can. Another 8 secrets. Whatever works for you, as long as it is not a crime or sin, just gingerly keep this secret to yourself. No secret. No secret. All right. You get it? Everybody get it? You get it?
You get it? If you don't get it, forget about it.
All right.
Forget about it. Leave me your comments. Let me know what you think. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified when we go live. Let's get into today's story. I'll be right back. All right, welcome back. So today, a handsome pastor wants divorce after DV allegations. I'm going to read this story on Punch News to you, and then we're going to dive into, we're going to work together to extract about 14 lessons. Okay? I promise I won't give us manual, just 14 lessons. Okay, 14 lessons that we can learn from this particular crazy story today. It's a crazy story, but at this point in time, I'm not sure if we can call it crazy because we're seeing a lot of these stories everywhere, right? And it's kind of sad because honestly, it's time that we learn something new. When you're confused, it's time to learn something new. All right, so the story, here goes the story. Hold on 1 second. Where is it? Where are you? Where is the story? Okay, I think I found it. No, I was ready. Trust me, I was ready. Okay. So this was in not Punch. It was in Pulse NG. Okay, but I think it was carried by Punch first. Pastor's wife seeks divorce over assault and infidelity. That's the title. They didn't say, I was the one that added the Anson part. Welcome, Buluremi, good to see you. I was the one that added the Anson part, sorry. But you see the guy on the thumbnail is an Anson guy now, right? Wouldn't you say? Awesome. Alright, so it says the woman who is also a midwife, that her husband beat her to a pulp and sent her packing from their matrimonial home afterwards. Modupe, the wife of the founder and lead pastor of an evangelical ministry based in Lagos State, identified simply as Akintunde, has accused the cleric of assaulting her. The wife is accusing him of assaulting her. Modupe said her husband constantly assaulted her over allegations of infidelity. She leveled against him at their residence. in the Onosa community, Ijebu-Lekki local government area of Lagos State. Okay, this happened in Lagos State. It was gathered that the couple's marriage, blessed with 5 children, started experiencing challenges when Modupe, on separate occasions, accused her husband of having a romantic affair with 2 church members. Angered by the allegations, Modupe claimed that her husband allegedly slapped and beat her up, adding that during one of the attacks, she lost consciousness and was later hospitalized. Trigger warning. Okay. She explained that her marriage had collapsed as her husband, who accused her of influencing church members to quit as a result of the adultery allegations, had sent her packing from their matrimonial home and was seeking a divorce. Modupe said, "What caused the fight," and I quote, "what caused the fight was because I accused him of adultery with female church members. I discovered he had an illicit affair with 2 female church members, but when I confronted him, he threatened and beat me up. The first time that I got to know that he was having an illicit affair with a female church member was when I contracted an infection from him. I confronted him about the infection, and he told me he was also experiencing similar symptoms. We called our nurse, and she treated us. The same nurse also treated a female church member for the same infection and informed me about it. That was how I got to know about their romantic affair." Modupe said after confronting her husband, their relationship worsened, adding that instead of doing things to improve the condition, the pastor allegedly got into another illicit romantic relationship with another female church member. Just in case, I'm gonna drop the link just in case you have something to say about this. I would love to hear it. We have to be on time today, just so you know. If you want to call in right away. All right, so the pastor allegedly got into another illicit romantic relationship with another female church member, right? So she said, "This second incident of confronting my husband over alleged adultery and another female church member happened last year. The fiance of the female church member got to know about the illicit affairs, and he informed some members who stopped worshiping at our church. My husband started saying I was using the adultery allegations to influence the church members to leave, whereas it was the fiance of the church member he was romantically involved with. He became angry and ordered me to pack out, to leave the house. I disagreed because there was no place for me to go. But for my safety, I was advised to give him space. I left with some loads and returned around December 2023 to spend the festive period with my children. When he realized I was at home, he locked me in one of the rooms for 2 hours, despite one of my children begging him. The midwife further revealed that she left the house and returned in January 2024, adding that sometime in April she was at her matrimonial home when she took delivery of a lady's child, and her husband, who was bent on her leaving the house, allegedly attacked her till she fainted. She said he slapped me and pressed my neck till I fainted. I woke up with water all over my body. I also saw that people had gathered around me. He kept saying I had overstayed in the house and he wanted me to leave. Whereas it was not only his money we used to build the property, I also contributed my money when we started building the property and the church. I have left the house to treat myself. I spent a week in hospital, and as I'm speaking with you, I am still going to the hospital for treatment from home. It has not been easy eating because my neck is still hurting. It was our neighbors who called my family members who came to take me to the hospital after I regained consciousness. On his part, Pastor Akintunde denied the allegations, but noted that efforts were on to divorce his wife. Regarding the romance allegation with female church members, Pastor Akintunde said, I am a pastor and I have a congregation, and she used to bully everyone that she saw with me, or you saw me with. She used to bully everyone that she saw me with. I wanted to divorce her, and she had already packed her load out of the house, but she later returned her load. Confirming this case, Lagos Police Public Relations Officer PPRO Benjamin Udeyin said it had been charged to court. Let me come to the chat. That is the story. That's all we know. That's all we know. I want to hear your take on this. Let me hear. Oh, you can put it in the chat. I'm going to read some of your stuff right now. Sparkleberry said STD. Okay, so remember yesterday when I was asking men's biggest nightmare, right? We said it was paternity fraud, right? It's STD is one of women's biggest nightmare when it comes to this thing called relationship right now. So, gentlemen, if you do some things, once they start accusing you of STD, it's almost a point of no return. Okay, she might never feel comfortable again. Okay. Low button, exactly. This nurse self HIPAA no de Niger HIPAA in Niger. No. The nurse has told on the pastor. But again, I'm not sure if she didn't say that the pastor. She didn't say the nurse. She said the nurse said. The only thing she said the nurse said is that she treated, right? Yeah, she broke the HIPAA law, but she treated that person of the same disease, right? No privacy. No privacy. Why are we not surprised? You're not surprised? It's a pastor. It's a whole pastor. You have to be surprised too. The nurse was wrong herself for that. Well, please, what did the nurse do? Had a break in my network connection. The nurse told other people's business to other people, another patient's business to another patient. But that's just HIPAA law. So I think all they can do is fire her, I guess. But this is Nigeria, who cares? No, I don't think the nurse was wrong. Beyond Braid said, no, I don't think the nurse was wrong. Chiye said, yeah, I believe the nurse is a family nurse. Okay, so what? So this will fall in what, like family history, right? If you tell a family history to another person in the family, could you still be breaking HIPAA law? I think so. I think you can reveal that in my family we have this and that. You don't get to tell somebody's disease that they were treated for to another person unless they were some kind of even emergency contact. You can't tell emergency contact. I think you can tell a person with what they call it, a person with power of attorney, I think, or next of kin. Even with emergency contact, I don't think you can share people's patient information. I don't think you can share with them. Please, I'm confused. Police said it has been charged to court. It's not the same police that pastor used to throw her out. Did they say that? Maybe I might have missed that in my readings. But she was thrown out. I don't think in Nigeria, I don't think you need police to throw a woman out. It depends on what part of Nigeria or what kind of ward you are in. Beyond Brace, or she's a church nurse. I think it's a family nurse. In Nigeria, family nurse, all that HIPAA law we just said right now. Put them right straight. Put them right here. This is where you should put them. Put them here. Put that in the poto, okay? All that HIPAA law, when you both stuff you just said, leave that thing on one side somewhere, okay? They're telling, okay? It is what it is. She might be loyal to the pastor's wife. It still breaks the law. You're still not supposed to do that. But put it in the poto. She has, it's Nigeria, it is what it is, okay? All this unnecessary drama is marriage by force. This is a pastor. Marriage is a by force. So this is a pastor. This is a pastor. Beyonce Bray says women supporting women. I see that. I guess, as we're talking about STD now, maybe she's like, I'm afraid for your life. I needed to tell you. I know. But you never know. She might just be a pastor side chick too. Maybe she wanted to get rid of her. Just another angle. I don't know why I thought about that. I'm trying to join in a gang. Let's just assume some other possible scenarios, right? Maybe she's just trying. Remember, there's a video that we saw on social media some months ago, where the girl called her friend. I think it's like, he just told me to leave the house or something like that. Like, I'm leaving right now. I said yes, and then the next thing she called the husband and said, good riddance to bad rubbish. Anyway, the pastor, do you believe the pastor or do you believe this lady? The pastor is saying, no, none of that happened, right? This lady said, she was in the hospital. We can choose. Do you believe her that she was in the hospital? Because, right, she will need evidence. There should be some witnesses, right? Because she said people gathered around her. There should be some kind of witness if she goes to the court, right? Since people were gathered in the neighborhood, there should be enough people that even there will be men that will sympathize with her, right? Say, we saw you beat this woman now, right? Yeah. Anyway, what can we learn from this? Any lessons you guys want us to learn from this story? What should we learn from this story? What should we learn? Hit the like button, I beg. Hit the like button. Thank you. Don't worry, we'll wake up the algorithm at some point. Let's hit the like button. Thank you. Pastor K sounds like a religious man. He's the pastor of a church called Evangelical something. Yeah. Oluremi said, I believe the lady. You believe her? Why? Why do you believe her? What is it that she said that made you feel like she definitely went through all of that? She said, MOP, I wasn't there, but there really is no smoke without fire. 100% I agree with you. Actually, personally, I believe the lady, but we don't know. Now there's some aspect of it that I really wanted to pull out. Let me see. Oluremi said, the reason why I believe her is because there's a similar situation with someone I know. That's your reason for believing her? Let me see here. I want to dissect it, right? The woman, who also is a midwife, stated that her husband beat her to a pulp and sent her packing from their matrimonial home. Okay, this happens a lot in Nigeria. There's nothing new in that. That happens a lot. We covered our FFK story yesterday, right? Even a whole politician, well read, somebody who has been traveled, who is exposed, they do that. How much more people that might not be as exposed as FFK, right? Regular folks, how much more a religious regular folk in Nigeria? You know how they be. They essentially operate. They own the house. It doesn't matter if she contributed to the house, by the way. Modupe, the wife of the founder and the lead pastor of Evangelical Ministry based in Lagos, identifies simply as Akintunde, as accused the cleric of assaulting her. It was gathered the couple's marriage. They have 5 children, by the way. 5 children. Started experiencing challenges when Modupe on separate occasions accused. So she started accusing her husband of romantic affair with 2 church members. One of them was because the nurse told on the pastor. And the nurse potentially is a church member too. Now, here's the thing. Angered by the allegation, Modupe claimed that her husband allegedly slapped and beat her up. adding that during one of the attacks, she lost consciousness and was later hospitalized. Okay. So now, there's a fight between the two of them. Usually, there's a fight between the two of them. It's just that we keep telling women, some of these men, they have no self-control, which is terrible. Which, yes, let's check those men. They have no self-control. But we have to tell you, like, man, you cannot, physical men, right? Don't do that. Don't raise your hand and slap a man. You don't know how he will react. Don't do that. Okay, don't do that. If it's already smelling like emotional, verbal abuse, you should already be out of the house all by your own. But I get it. In Nigeria, in the Nigerian setting, people don't always have the resources. Even here, people don't always have the resources to be able to move, right? So it might not be an easy decision to just move. It might not be. So it's easier said than done. But everything we say here is easier said than done, right? But we still need to make sure your life is protected. She explained that her marriage had collapsed as her husband, who accused her of influencing church members to quit as a result of the adultery allegations, had sent her packing from the matrimonial home and was seeking a divorce. Okay, so he said, get out. Modupe said what caused the fight was because I accused him of adultery. Okay, we went through that already. The first time was with some lady that contracted infection. Confronted him on the infection. We called our nurse. Who is we? Her and the pastor. So we called the pastor. So called the nurse, and the nurse treated us. The same nurse also treated a female church member for the same infection. So one female member, who is we? I confronted him about the infection, and he told me he was also experiencing similar symptoms. Okay, pastor and wife was experiencing the same symptoms, the infection, and they together called the nurse. And the nurse also treated another female member for the same infection and informed me about it. That was how I got to know about their romantic affair. Now, my question for you ladies is that when you see something like that, right? Why not assume that maybe the woman is also sleeping with the other woman? Maybe that's how she caught infection. Why do we always assume that it's the man? I'm just asking for a friend. Uncle Beno, where are you? I'm asking for a friend. Modupe said after confronting her husband, their relationship worsened, adding that instead of doing things to improve the condition, the pastor allegedly got into another illicit. Oh, that's when he now got into another one with another lady. No, I wasn't following. I was just reading to you guys. She said the second incident of confronting the husband, that ended up being somebody else's fiance. Okay, it was now the fiance that told the whole church. Okay, now here's the thing. Okay, the pastor did not say, he did not confirm that people were leaving his church. She's the only one that said that. She's alleging that people started leaving the church, and he's saying it's because she's gossiping around the church about his affairs. I don't see anything here that says he admitted to that. But if that happens to be the truth, if people are leaving the church, and people are leaving because they have their reasons. I've seen this growing up. People will leave church. Okay, they will leave church. There are some that will stay with you too. There's more than enough people that will stay with, even if they see koro bad behavior on the pastor, they will still stay. There are some like that. And some will leave with the pastor. Even if the pastor was not the senior pastor of the church, but he's leaving to go somewhere else because they kicked him out. Some people will actually follow him. Christians are not your mates. Anyway, let's keep going. But for my safety, I was advised to give him space. I left with some loads, okay, for physical safety. Okay. Now she left and then she came back, okay, and then the guy found out, and then basically voila, sued again. He slapped me and pressed my neck till she fainted. Now, there's some lessons that I want us to learn. This is the story, okay? We don't really know what happened there. We can only look at this and say, hey, these things tend to happen in relationships. Beyond Braid said, I don't believe either of them. There's element of truth on both sides, right? There's a good chance that she was jealous. There are people, there are first ladies like that. They see women, because the reality is that there will be women who will come and kneel down and say they want prayer, lay hands on, and so they will do that. Okay, women. The same obìnrin. That boundary thing that I always talk about. Now they struggle with the boundary thing the most. Right? This is somebody else's husband. Move with some courtesy. No. She would do all right. She knew that our poor husband is a fine boy now.
Let be poor. Breathe.
I beg. You are sharing with all the ladies in the church. Okay. MOP is true. I hope she's not on here. No, I believe you now. I believe you. He says you sound like Uncle Bendo. It's crazy out there, especially in Nigeria. I believe her. Listen, so there's element of truth on but I believe her more, because we know that these things, and we know that women and children are the most vulnerable group in society, especially in Nigeria. There's probably people getting away with this kind of behavior anyway. And we saw an example yesterday with evidence. So that's just belief. We don't know what happened, right? DV is a no. STD is a night terror. As for me, I would have left a long time ago. You don't need to stay until you buy. MOP, this one is affair with 3 women new. I know. In the church. I know. V Bennett, what's up? What's going on? I'm seeing that name for the first time, but welcome. Hit the like button. Thank you. I appreciate you. They are guiding principles. Chinye, are you behind? Are you watching from the rewindy? Yes, that happened to my former church. At my former church, the pastor's son was caught with infidelity and they told him to step down. MOP, half of the church left with him. It's happened how many times? I lost count. Because I'm a church boy. I was raised in church. So I'm not exaggerating. I promise you, I'm not trying to count right now. I've lost count. Okay? That's what it is. It is what it is. It's church are human. It's humans that go to church. So please manage your expectations when you're dealing with church people, just so you know. Anyway, I want us to see what are the lessons. Anybody? I think somebody else put lessons here. What are the lessons that you guys would think of before I go into my lessons? Okay, you know what? Let's work it together. Let's work these lessons together. Okay. I'm gonna put a segment between this so that we can separate it. You feel me? Yeah, let's get to the lessons. I'll be right back. Promise. All right, welcome back. So I'm going to be dropping the lessons, or the beginning of the lessons. I want us to work it together. I'm going to be dropping them in the chat. Okay, the first one: if there's no trust in your marriage, complete it. You see the ... Complete that. If there's no trust in your marriage, work with me. Let's do it together. We got some time. If there's no trust in your marriage, I want to hear you guys' opinion on this one. Imagine, how could people live with someone with such accusations? Leave that thing. Yes, they do. If there's no trust in your marriage, everybody please come to the chat, engage the chat. If you're not yet subscribe so you can engage the chat. Chidima says, try to work on rebuilding trust if possible. How? Chidima, how? How should we rebuild trust? I want you to break that down a little bit. Anybody else? Let's go. Try to. No, actually, that's what should be done, But if the person that's not trusting, they're probably looking at you sideways like, what do you mean? I don't trust. What do you mean? You mean by try to rebuild trust. Maybe I don't trust. Trust has been tampered with. Because if you look at number one though, we're going for 14. Let's get to it. If you look at what was it Oluremi that just said this just now? No, Sparkleberry. Look at what she said here. Okay, DV said no, but she goes to STD. What does STD? What is it that it does to women? Okay, I'm saying women because it's mostly women that I know that are extremely afraid of STD. If that's why emotional infidelity is actually worse, because the fear will creep in. They start to worry about their health. If they have to wonder if you're creeping around, they start to worry about their health. They don't want to catch STD. This is why some women will, quote unquote, men will say they're weaponizing sex against them. She might just not feel comfortable giving up the kwekus because she doesn't trust your movements. Okay, so imagine asking that kind of person to try to work on rebuilding trust. I agree. I'm just wondering if we can dig in a little bit deeper through that. No answers, nothing. Okay, let me go to number 2. We'll come back to it. If you guys have more, we'll come back to it. Okay. If there is no trust in your marriage, I'll tell you there are things you can do for sure. Okay. There are definitely things you can do, but I just want you to work. I want us to work together to, but you did say if possible. Yeah, you did say that. You're right. I would like to, if possible. What if it's not possible, Uncle? Hi. What if it's not possible, Uncle? Let's go to number 2. If you say things like at least it's just emotional infidelity. Again, this is going in the direction of emotional cheating, right? You didn't really catch the pastor red-handed, right? You're going by the words of the church nurse. The church nurse, the one that cannot keep her mouth shut at a professional level, that's telling on people's business. You're going by that person's words, right? Let me see. Rebuilding trust is not that easy. Yeah, precisely. By the way, nothing we teach here is easy. The stuff is easier said than done. I'm just being honest with you. But it's worth it if you do the work. It's worth it if you do the work. And no, they're not, I won't say they're cheap either. They're expensive. But if you think working on your marriage is expensive, try the divorce courts. Try the divorce courts. Ask people that have gone through divorce. If you think working on your marriage is expensive, okay? If you think working on your relationship is expensive, ask people that have gone through the divorce court. If you say things like at least it's just emotional infidelity. If you have a partner that says it was just texting, I didn't really, what's your advice? What are the lessons for this person? We're going through 14 lessons. We're on number 2 already. Bola Palmer says, seek professional help from a marriage counselor. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. That's always a good idea. That's always a good idea. If you say things, or you have a partner that say things like, at least, even if it's you, okay? Because I know Nigerian women, probably other women, traditionally minded mindset type women, right? That will say, forgive him now. Just forgive him. They try to use forgiveness to replace trust.
Not be juju be that.
Not too far. Welcome. For building trust, Sparkleberry says, for building trust, start with self. Build your self-worth. Then seek professional help. But if your partner is not keen, you know me, I'm always going to rock with you. If you start with self, I'm always going to rock with you. I'm always going to rock with you. You know? Chidima said, then you have low self-worth and do not understand that opportunity and time quickly escalates bad behavior, e.g. verbal abuse easily turns physical, right? If you say things like, I think you're going with the number 2, right? If you say things like at least, it's just emotional. At least. Yeah. Sparkleberry say you may be wasting your time. Listen, we're all consuming time, so you never know. You might be wasting time, but that's guess how you find out? Time. that's how you find out. Don't worry, we're getting there. Let me be pinning these things so I can come back to it as time goes on. I'll give you my own answers later on. You probably can guess my answers, but we're working. Okay, we're working. We must figure this marriage thing out. Okay, if you're inside of marriage, you're a marriage student, you plan on getting married someday, we must figure this thing out. And just in case I forgot to say it on those last 2 segments, there is manual. Okay, there are principles that guide marriage. Please stop telling yourself that there are no principles. There are principles and there are manuals, and they exist. And some of them will vary from depending on where you get them from. Pick one and do the work instead of saying there's no manuals. Pick one and do the work. Okay. People say the same thing about even any courses, even any online courses or stuff like, oh yeah, I bought that course, but it didn't work. What do you mean? Winners don't say that. Even if the course suck, they put in that energy. Not only would they not know if it suck or not, they would discover new things on their own too. They would discover some secrets that work for them too, because they are building on top of the layer of what they learned inside somebody's course, just like any other course or education or any university out there. You build on top of it. That's what you call progressive. That's what you call civilization, right? We don't just turn around and say that university doesn't work. No, that's not what we do. What we do is we build on top of it. Then you become the PhD student, and then you become the teacher of the PhD. And then 20 years later on, you are the people that the professors are yielding to. I said, that guy was really good. He's now a super something at this company. Right? There's always opportunities to build on top of it. The only thing we disrespect is marriage and relationship. We just say there's no manual. Extreme disrespectful behavior. And then we now say everybody's collecting. Before, wait, no, you don't go collect. Shebi said there's no manual. Let's get there. Let me go to number 3. No worries, we'll come and do fire round, and I'll see if I can add some ending to it. But I'm liking what you guys are already putting already. It's getting us to think. My goal is to get us to think. I want you to think. There are principles. You can think about it. See, it's easy for us to do that here, right? When you're in the middle of poto with your partner, it's not easy. Why? Because for the most part, we wait until we're in the middle of it before we try to learn this stuff, which is why it's very hard. What if you've gone through enough of this, right? I mean, I listen to some of you sometimes. You're really processing this and you're getting it, and it's becoming a part of who you are. It's becoming second nature to you. That's it. That's how simple it is. Because when you go to the gym or you go to anything, you practice anything, it becomes second nature. And then, right? So anyway, Oluremi says forgive. That forgive thing is a very tough one. Number 3, if you think communication means your assertion or talking abilities, a lot of people think they are a communicator because they know how to assert. They can, they're assertive. They're a talker. They want to talk all the issue. Now, they're like me. I'm like that, by the way. They want to talk all the issues. So they consider themselves a communicator. If you think communication means your assertion and talking abilities, advise this person, because I just gave you a tip right there. Finish it. However way you want to finish it is fine with me. For how long will you work on self before the other party join? That's a fantastic question. That's like saying, for how long should I give myself ultimatum? The working on self is not, the main purpose of it is not to get the partner to join in. That's the issue with that. That's not the issue. All right. The main purpose of that is literally for you. Is for you. The whole point of that is that you can't lose, even if the other party never joins. Do you understand? But you will attract love with or without that person. Okay? And you will know that if it's without that person, it's better. We won't have to teach you that part. You don't lose when you work on yourself. But guess what? You increase the chances that when that person joins in, it's from a place of free will and they're willing to do the work, as opposed to you manipulate them to join in, or you drag them to join in. Okay, when you drag them to join in, it just doesn't last. Okay, they might come 1 or 2 times. Basically, you'll go back into the same funk. It's just a matter of time. That's why it's better to. So the number one reason why you're working on self is for you. For you. So you cannot put an ultimatum on how long should you work on yourself. It's like, how long should I feed myself? How long should I eat food? How long should I keep going to the bathroom after I eat food on a daily basis? That's that question. There's no how long. You should always be involved in self-improvement. You should always be engaged in self-improvement. The objective is not necessarily for reconciliation. However, if there is reconciliation, you increase the chances of it happening where there's solid foundation. You're ready for it. It's a lasting solution, right? Everything else, they tend to be very temporary, and if anything, even more resentment. You know, human beings are not your mate. I know it comes off complicated sometimes. I think it is, but once you figure it out, you get it. We're getting there. Talking without doing. Talking is literally not communication. Communication is when it is received, right? It's when whatever you're trying to communicate is when it's received. That's when communication happens, not when you're talking. So the objective of working on self is not necessarily for the reconciliation of marriage. Yes, you get it. Yep, thank you. I meant to say forgive and walk out. Wahala. Just walk. They are forgetting the other half of communication, active listening. Yes. In fact, if I were you, I would start leading with active listening. What is it that I'm trying to communicate? Active listening starts by listening to yourself. Listen to yourself. What are the thoughts in your brain right now? Your thoughts are a function of your mind, right? Your mindset. Listen to yourself. Your thoughts right now. You're triggered. All these kind of things going on right now. Listen to yourself first before you even try to talk. Lead with active listening. So when I say active listening, it's not something you are dashing the other person. It's actually for your own good. When I say patience, it's not something you are dashing the other person. It's actually for your own good. That means patient with yourself. You don't have to have an answer for this person right now. Listen to what is it you're trying to communicate. Listen to your thoughts first before you engage the other person in communication. Right? And then when you engage them in communication, yes, you can express yourself, but you'll be expressing from a place where you're solid, right? You're reading the room before you start to talk. You're not just talking because you're triggered, right? Granted, easier said than done. But when you practice it, it becomes easier. Then you nurture a very, very healthy relationship. If that person is toxic, they won't be able to withstand it. They will self-eject themselves. Oh, by the way, when that happens, you will actually enjoy it. It won't be something that will hurt that bad. Because remember, you're coming from a place of internal abundance, right? What's it deep, Joabi? Okay, let me slow down. Let's get back to number 4. We're going to number 14. Oh my God. We're going to number 14. I like that question, beyond braids. I like that question you just put in there. Hold on. Number 14. Let me go to number 4 first. Number 4 says, if you have any type of spirit in you that will justify on any... Okay. We're missing a word there. That will justify... This is it right here. We missed a word in there. We missed a word. Let's put it back in there. If you have any spirit in you that will justify DV on any side of the gender, advise this person. Advise this person. Lessons. The lessons are coming from you, not me. You get it, right? That's the point of this exercise. The lessons are coming from you. Okay. But let me go to your question. Beyond Braids said, what if they are communicating rubbish? That's a sign that you're not actively listening. I know. What do you mean? People communicate rubbish now. That's true. People do communicate rubbish, okay? Especially if they are people you're having sex with. They do communicate rubbish, okay? There's no doubt about that, okay? All right. They communicate rubbish. They communicate lies. They communicate. I mean, you're mad, me. What you said doesn't make any sense, right? Yeah, they do. That's true. You know. But at that point in time, ask yourself, remember, you're patient with yourself. You're actively listening to yourself, meaning you're able to have some self-control around your triggers, because if somebody is saying rubbish, that will potentially trigger you, right? Ask yourself, why is this person communicating rubbish? Process that. Why is the person I'm having sex with communicating rubbish? Take your time. You can take to tomorrow. You don't have to have an answer today. Take your time. Say, why is the person I'm having sex with communicating rubbish? I wonder, how did that end up in this situation? Okay, before you get there, okay, just ask, what is it that's going inside? What is going on inside of this person that they feel the need to communicate rubbish? You're basically going through a rabbit hole that you might, I know. If you ask that question, right, you might be able to trace your step backwards, maybe to like 2-3 days. Were they upset? Are they triggered to? I saw red flags in the beginning and I didn't pay attention. This person is sick me. You have all these different possibilities, but now you are taking the time to process it as opposed to overreacting. Why is this don't ask them because you will trigger them, you'll be offensive. Ask yourself, why is this person communicating rubbish? Take your time on it. Take your time. Don't be in a rush, okay? You'll find answers. Then you need deliverance from that spirit, right? That's your advice. Actually, I like that. They need deliverance. If you have any type of spirit in you that will justify DV on any side of the gender, okay? Even if that DV was a reaction, right? Even if, because you're responsible for, your reactions are basically actions you're responsible for. But I need to pin these things over before. Oh my God, it's raining. Is it raining where you guys are at? What is going on? This weather. Let me see. Let me just make sure I pin this point before we move forward. Good. All right, so let's go on to number. Don't do that. Don't you dare do that. Okay, good. So I'm pressing a lot of buttons here. So let's go to number 5. Let's put 3 on top of it, because I want to make sure I finish on time. I want you guys to go back to your different lives. We don't want to do like 5 hours like yesterday. If you think your spouse is overreacting with regards to influence of external relationships on your marriage, let's get back to that story real quick. Or it's pouring. You're in Philly, right? Chidima, you're in Philly, right? It's pouring on your end. So it's your fault. You're the one sending that rain down our way. This is your fault. No, yesterday was like almost 4 hours, not 5 hours, almost 4 hours. If you think your spouse is overreacting with regards to influence of external relationship on your marriage. Now, this is word salad, but let's go back to that story, right? All this, there are men that, or even ladies, they have besties. It might not be a pastor. It might not be a situation of pastor. It may be a typical relationship. You have besties, a bestie who is a friend who is always calling me at odd hours of the night. And you say it's not a big deal now. It's not a big deal. What is the big deal about this? Let me play something for you. I'm gonna play something for you right now. On Instagram, because my wife posted something on our page earlier on. If you don't follow, you can follow the page where she posts stuff at Lola and Ola. She posts humor stuff, marriage humor stuff on there every now and then. I think I saw that. Okay, she posted this. Let me pause it for a second. I'll play it for you guys. Hopefully, I don't know if you guys can hear it because of the issues we're having with this browser thingy. Okay, there you go. So this, listen to this. Oh, check this out. Telling my boyfriend my ex died to get his reaction. Why are you crying? The guy is so concerned. The guy said, what the F? What the F? He said, and so? She's crying because her ex died. Now, there are people, okay, maybe not an extreme like this. There are people like this, okay, that have besties. And whenever somebody overreacts to the idea of having besties, they're like, what's the big deal, right? Okay, so if you think your spouse is overreacting whenever they complain about your bestie, about the influence of external relationships on your marriage, it could be a work husband, a work wife, you know, somebody that's kind of close, somebody that you go to play tennis with every Saturday, but they are opposite gender, right? Advise this person. No, that's the whole point. Advise this person. Let's move on. I was going to do fire round, I forgot. But number 6, because that's the whole point of the pastor. The pastor said the wife is overreacting, right? That the wife is overreacting, that she's always mean to people that are around him because he's the pastor of a church, you know. Now, this is one of the examples where I absolutely agree with boundaries. But keep in mind that boundary is something that you have to be on the same page with. That's an advice I will say about that. If you're not on the same page with boundaries, the other person will resent it, right? And they will just find other ways to still break those boundaries. Meaning, potentially they are betraying their partners. Number six is if at least one person thinks the other person is disrespectful in a marriage, advise this person. If at least one person feels like the other person is being disrespectful, all it takes is one person. That's all it takes. If you feel that your partner is being disrespectful, what would you do? What would you do if you feel like your partner is being disrespectful? What would you do? Number 7. I want to fly through it now. If you have unresolved conflicts in your family dynamics, advice. If you have unresolved conflicts, just push it under the rug. Don't worry. Just forget it. Avoid argument. MOP said avoid argument. So push unresolved conflicts under the rug. Beyond Bray says, I will communicate. I like that, especially now that you know that I've reminded you, at least I've reminded you what communication means, right? Communication starts with you, and it starts with active listening, right? Read the room. Make sure that your social cues are on. Make sure your emotional intelligence cues are on when you're trying to communicate. Don't just vomit at the person. Talking, and call it communication. That's not communication. Number 8. We're getting through it because I want to make sure we finish on time. Number 8. If your spouse doesn't have an idea of how much you make in income, or let's flip it. If you have no idea how much your spouse is making in income, either way, advice. If your spouse doesn't have an idea of how much you make in income, or if you have no idea how much your spouse is making in income, advice. I wanted to add this as a bonus because honestly, this is a very, very, very common issue right now. People don't feel safe. with their partners. They don't feel safe. They don't feel safe. They're hiding and hiding. A lot of people are going through financial abuse in the hands of their partners. They don't realize it until years later, until when they try to, adapt to change. And then it's a little bit more difficult because there's need for money, right? Number 9, if conflict resolution methods has not been a conversation between you and your spouse, this one is easy. What should you do immediately? What should you do right now immediately if you've never had any conversation with your partner around conflict resolution? Most people don't have this conversation until they find themselves in some kind of conflict. Honestly, all of them, they don't. And if they did, they couldn't comprehend what it means, right? They just have it as theoretical. But when you are in conflict, you know that's a different ballgame entirely. It's not a situation where you go and be thinking with, I hope you've practiced by the time you find yourself in conflict. Most people have not practiced it. They've not had scenario-based practices. Scenario-based practices. If this happened, act. Let me see you guys act. How would you respond if your wife walks into the room and she starts crying and she says she's crying because her ex died? How would you respond? Wait, what? I would tell her to pack her loads and leave my house. Anyway, number 10. Beyond braces, all of these are recipe for disaster. Hey, up to 75% of marriages are toxic. Okay? And they are wallowing in it and they are living life and a lot of back and forth until somebody gives in. Welcome to the real world. If you're not married yet, this is what it looks like. And that's not to fearmonger you, is to let you, the whole point of this is to really continue to push the message. We need to start telling people to prepare for marriage. On top of that, we need to tell them that if you're already inside of marriage, it's not too late. It's time to educate yourself. Okay? Human emotions no be your mate. You're having sex with this person and you're trying to build life, empire, legacy with them. And you think you can wing things along. No. I'm sorry. Could it work? If you're not aware of the long-term emotional and physical impact of abuse, a lot of people normalize it. At least he's feeding you and your children. At least he's dropping $1,000 every week. They don't complete the sentence. They just say at least. If you complete the sentence will be completed as such. Be happy, be content. Be content. What did he call you again? He said you don't have any sense. Could they mean it? He doesn't mean it like that too. It doesn't mean it. Is he taking care of the family? Manage jam like that. Manage jam. Be strong. It is the woman. Right? By the way, men get such messages more. You will hear more messages that tell men to just tolerate nonsense because they're a man. I don't preach that. If you see bad behavior, it needs to be checked. It needs to be, what do you call it, nip in the bud? Is that how they say it? Before you move forward. Okay? Don't get past today. You need to take the first step in the direction of fixing that. It's going to be multiple steps. You need to start taking that step right now. Right now. Let's go on to number 11. You're absolutely correct. This is all disaster. What does that tell you? About 35% of marriages, they are living literally in the middle of disaster. Okay? It's just that we only break the news after something crazy ends up in the hands of the state police or the district attorney. Why do we want to wait until that? Wait, why are you painting these horror stories? I'm telling you, do I have to tell you that a lot of people feel like they're living in horror in their family? Do I have to tell you that? Anyway, number 11. We're going to 14. We're almost there. If you, your family, and friends are the support system for your marriage. You, your family, and friends are the support system for your marriage. You know, there's something we often misinterpret. You know when we said no third parties? Remember the secrets? One of the top secrets of Reno Omokri that he gave us. No third parties. No, it was one of the people in the comment. No third parties, right? You know, I agree with that, right? But do you know that some people don't know where you cross, that can cross a line, right? You're dealing with somebody that's not on the same page with you, and you're still saying no third party. Discretion, maybe use some discretion, maybe. What is the Yoruba for discretion? Because that English is kind of big, even for me. What is the Yoruba for discretion? At what point do you break it apart and say that's not when you cross certain lines, you have to kind of kill some rules. No third party. Okay, no, that's a fantastic rule when you're on the same page with your wife. Yes, of course, there's no need to bring third parties in. Okay, but when somebody is telling you no third parties, but you are living inside of a funk, that is crossing the line. That's manipulation. Okay, you're crossing the line now into manipulate. You're being manipulated, and you're living in abuse at that point in time because you know that you need. So if you, your family, and your friends are the only support system you have for your marriage, I will leave the rest of that ... for you. You go figure. Okay, go and figure it out. Because that woman, the pastor's wife, right? What if she had other support systems? What if Osinachi had other support systems besides her husband? Right? What if they're just friends? You know, like a circle of people that also focus on self-development. Majority of people are not involved in self-development, especially those are always claiming they're in therapy. Those ones. I'm in therapy. I've been in therapy for 3 years. Majority of them are not in any side of anything. Okay? What they mean is that once upon a time they signed up for one. That's what they mean. Okay? In fact, life has been busy for them. Okay. All right. So let's keep moving. Number 12. Okay. We're getting closer to where we need to be at. Number 12. If you think seeking help in abusive relationships is expensive. I think we kind of covered this earlier on. I'll let you guys finish it. Finish it in the comment if you're watching this as a replay later on. Finish this in the comment. If you think seeking help in an abusive relationship is expensive. Oh, number 13 is very similar. Number 13 is very similar. Hit the like button. I beg, hit the like button. Thank you. Hit the like button. If you think education, no, not education. If you think educating yourself on modern marriage is expensive. So we're not just trying to kill the fire here. We're not just trying to put out fire. We're also trying to prevent fire, right? We also need to have is that what they call it? Preventative measures. I think it's called preventative or preventive. I'm not sure. Forgive me for now. English is my third language. My first language is Akure. My second language is Yoruba. Akure dialect. No, actually the other way. Yoruba. Okay, even my Yoruba is. But my second is Akure dialect, and then my third is English. Number 13. If you think educating yourself on modern marriage is expensive, advice: finish it. If you think it's expensive, educating yourself. Yeah, I know this one is your favorite. Remember, Brother Bio talked about, most of the work. I don't think most of the work, but education, you can educate yourself. You can, when you go to university, the idea, you're going to face the real life inside when you start working, but you should still go to school. Like, we're not going to assume that you learn on the job when you're doing your residency in a medical doctor. We're not just going to say that, and then we should say just skip all of the 7 years of medical school. We're not going to say that. We'll still say go and read the books, go and prepare yourself, and then we'll get you in residency, and then you do practice, and then we still encourage you to educate yourself, right? But experience is still going to be your best teacher, right? But you should still prepare. Beyond Brace said, you see that last one, is so major. Yeah, I think in the next 10 to 20, 25 years, if we really, really normalize the idea of people educating themselves, scenario-based education, not theory nonsense, not religiously driven stuff. Religion can help, but we need more pastors that can bring it and connect it with practical. Okay, we have too many pastors that are actually using the scripture to manipulate people. Okay, we're talking about they can connect it with real life, right? And there's some things there's no need to connect it, just leave it alone. Tell them, show them real life based examples of why you shouldn't behave a certain way. There's more than enough examples around us. More than enough, right? There's more than enough. You don't have to use scriptures. If that's your preference, there's more than enough scriptures to back up everything I preach. More than enough. Okay, but also we know that people misinterpret the scriptures to fit the only side of their brain that works. Spark will say, if you think you go collect, that is a fact. I can't listen. Yeah. If you think you go collect, then go back to the village and go back in time. Oluremi say, experience is the best teacher. Yes, experience is the best teacher because there's frame of reference. You've made mistakes, right? But then Beyond Brace says, experience is costly. Yes, but particularly experience without, when we start, hopefully, like I said, in the next 10, 20, 25 years, because that's why we created the Prestige Marriage Academy, right? Hopefully in the next 10, 15, 20 years, we will have people going through at least 12 months of learning material so that they can know. They will go through some practicals, some scenario-based examples, learning not just theoretical terminology definitions, not just that. Like, hey, it's a scenario. How would you react in this scenario, right? Hopefully we'll do that. Experience is still going to be the best teacher, but the cost will be a lot less because they can kind of like, well, I went through a class, I've seen this kind of scenario before, right? I will still make mistakes. Mistakes is inevitable, right? But the cost will be a lot less, right? The cost right now is a lot because the cost is, we're talking about children are being raised in toxic situations. We're talking about children are being raised without especially a father figure in their lives, but also no mother figures in a lot of children's life. A lot of children are being raised by the streets, yes, right? Because nobody is paying attention. Oh, by the way, parenting is all part of the education that comes with marriage. That's all part of it, because these are the products of being in a bad relationship, right? So how do we finish all of that? So we have 13. Okay. I'm going to add, let me see if I can fly through all of them. We have 13 now. Thank you for engaging, by the way. I appreciate you. Remy, Natu, Chidima, Sparkleberry, Beyond Braids. Thank you so much. You made this fun. I love it. Bola Palma. I love it. It makes it a lot more fun when I have interaction, and even better, we all learn from that, when it's interactive. But let's go through number 1 to 13. Let me see if I can. If there's no trust in your marriage, you're probably confused. It's time to learn something new. That's how I'm going to complete that. If you say things like at least is just emotional infidelity, I'm going to steal. Was it Oluremi? Sparkleberry, I think. You collect.
Sorry.
Okay. You collect. Okay. Well, you won't have trust. Okay. There will be no trust, because the reason why emotional infidelity is actually worse than physical, at least physical, see, I just use physical. Physical, they know what they're dealing with, and they can say, hey, I know you've done that. They can choose to move on. Emotional infidelity, sometimes they get stuck. It keeps people stuck in a cycle of wondering and wondering. They will keep you inside of the relationship. They won't leave. They will show you shege. And your children too will collect shege.
Sorry.
Yeah, emotional infidelity has probably more, it carries more pain, and it costs a lot more than, because they will continue to doubt. They will never, when there's a relationship that has no trust, it's a lot. Number 3, if you think communication means your assertion and talking abilities, definitely your relationship. Sorry. If you have any type of spirit in you that will justify DV on any side of the gender, I'm going to steal that person's completion early on. Then you definitely need deliverance. You need deliverance, okay, from yourself first, before you even talk about anything else. From yourself, okay. Number 5, if you think your spouse is overreacting with regards to influence of external relationships on your marriage, yeah, it might be too. You might end up in a zone that's just too late already. Okay, you will essentially, you will teach your spouse. They will find other ways, unhealthy ways, to overcompensate for that. It will, because remember, this is all emotional energy, right? It will be leaking out of your relationship, right? And energy is neither created nor destroyed. Something will give. Okay, gentlemen, something will give. Some of your wives will literally cheat, because for a long time you've been justifying that it's just a friend. What's the big deal? Well, she's like, it's just a friend, and then she will be the one to mistakenly fall on the bola first. And then guess what you might end up doing? You might end up coming here to tell us that all of your children are not yours without doing DNA tests. I'm just saying. Anyway, the bottom line is that all types of crazy, when you leave a crack in the wall, these are big cracks you leave in the wall. All this point is that you need trust to be solid. Okay, you need it to be solid on both ends, but it to start with one person. You know, if you feel like there's issues with trust already, start with yourself. Don't wait for the other person. Start working on yourself. Number 6, if at least one person thinks the other person is disrespectful, there's problems. Okay, there's fire on the mountain. All it takes is one person. Okay, if that person is feeling disrespected, that relationship cannot stand. That house is sitting on the sand. That house is divided against itself, and it cannot stand. Number 7, if you have unresolved conflicts in your family dynamics, it will come back and bite you in the butt. Everybody will Everybody will collect. That's number 7. Number 8, if your spouse doesn't have an idea of how much you make in income, that's a big old crack in the wall. Now, the issue with that is that that's not the main issue. Remember, finances is symptoms. The issue is that somebody does not feel safe. Okay? When at least one person does not. Sorry about that. Sorry. My keyboards are sensitive. Took me out. Took me completely out. So I basically exited from the browser. Somebody does not feel safe. Okay. You need to work on that. You need to seek help immediately. This particular issue has been normalized for many couples for years. It's been normalized for many couples for years. If you can hear me, please let me know. I mean, there's no way you will hear that. If you can hear me, confirm that you can hear me. Thank you. Number 9, If conflict resolution methods has not been a conversation between you and your spouse, there are two reasons. There are two possible reasons. You've never experienced conflict before. You never experienced conflict between you and your spouse or your partner. So how possible is that? It's possible. How likely is that? How probable is that you've not experienced one argument or two, a disagreement between you and your? Highly unlikely. We're human beings. Human beings will be your mate. There will be conflict. Any type of collaborative efforts between two human beings will create conflict. It will create friction. It's just what it is. Okay? It will create confusion to the point where you say, maybe I married the wrong person. No, that's your husband, okay? You need to work on that. Okay? You need to work on that. The next conflict that's going to happen to you, guaranteed, is going to happen within the next month. Okay? At that point, you say, hey, I think we should seek help. You don't want help? Okay, me, I will go and seek help. Yeah, it's good for you. Go and seek help. Okay? Number 10, if you're not aware of the long-term emotional and physical impacts of abuse, of course, you will continue in it, right? But you probably should educate yourself on that. Again, educate yourself overall, but this particular one, particularly the emotional, it's like the emotional infidelity thing. Emotions are not your mate. Don't wait until you see something physical. The emotions is already creating a lot of damages, and they are called resentments. Okay, and they will eat you up. They will eat you up from inside out. You'll be left. You'll be like, you know what they call vegetable. Like physically, when somebody's vegetable, right? You become an emotional vegetable. You'll be like a walking corpse. Or your partner will be a walking corpse before you find out. And then you'll be like, I'm surprised. I never expected it. I never see it coming. You just didn't pay attention. Maybe you didn't see it coming, but I'm telling you now, if you're listening to this, I want you to know that you probably should pay attention. Number 11, if you, your family, friends are the support system for your family, I'm sorry, your problems is coming. It's probably there already. You're not paying attention. It's probably there already. Listen, remember that what that Baba said, that Oyinbo Baba? He said people are born in different, even if you were neighbors, even if you were like my father and my mother, they were raised 2 houses apart in the same village. So when I go to the village when I was little, I will run to this household. I will sleep here. When they stopped me that I was run to the other household, there was only 2 houses and it was safe back then. I'm talking about in the late 80s to late 80s, right? And you know, even in those 2, they were neighbors. He said those were 2 worlds apart. Right? You're bringing 2 worlds, 2 family, raised completely differently. I can at least tell you my mom was raised in CSC, my father was raised in Anglican. And that is a significant difference. Okay. Number 12, if you think seeking help in an abusive relationship is expensive, try divorce. Maybe just pull the trigger right now. We'll see which one is more expensive. Number 13, if you think educating yourself on modern marriage is expensive, ahead of problems, preventive or preventative, I don't know which one is correct. I'm not about to look it up right now. If you think that's expensive, then try divorce. But I'll tell you right now, if you have any one of these issues, if you can relate with at least 2 of these issues, please do not go another day. Don't go another day. Let me see here. Don't go another day without enrolling immediately in Prestige Marriage Academy. Okay, it's a comprehensive program. It's 12 months. Please don't do that to yourself. All right. If you have at least 2, that's all it takes. If you have at least 2 of these issues, don't go another day. Now, it's very easy to look at the pastor's situation and say, well, that story is not mine. You're right. Okay? You're right. I don't think they fell into that situation overnight either. You're right. You're right. There's no situation that arrived in that place overnight.
Oh, you're right.
There's nobody that arrives there overnight. But let me come to the chat. Let me see. I might have missed some things already. Come to the chat. All right. What time? Oh, right on time. Right on time. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate you all. Thank you. You did say loud and clear. I appreciate that. It's like emotional abuse. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Do me a favor. If you learned a lot today, share. Share this. Share. I appreciate you guys. I'll be back here tomorrow. Same time. Potentially 5 p.m. So be on the lookout. I might change the time tomorrow, but potentially. It depends on certain things I'm looking at. Okay. So please hit the like button. Hit the like button. For now, the program with the Prestige Marriage Academy comes with personal coaching. For now, that's just temporary. Okay, but for now it comes with personal coaching, 101 personal coaching. So for now it comes with that. But just so you know, it's available. It's there. Let me put that on the screen while we end today. Hopefully, you guys are being enlightened and educated. Hopefully you learned a lot today. All right, so please hit the like button before you leave. See you on the next one. Peace.
Hi, I'm Lola.
And this is Ola from Man of Prestige.
Did you know that nearly 50% of marriages end in divorce?
Studies also show that children raised in two-parent households tend to thrive.
If you're struggling in a broken relationship or marriage, you're not alone in facing these challenges.
But having a solid support system is crucial. We offer evidence-based relationship and marriage resources and coaching to help you navigate the difficult times.
Don't just wing it. Learn the principles that work.
Download our 2 free books and book your complimentary coaching session now at manofprestige.com.